Hi, I'm Dee Dally. These are the Daily Blogs. Daily Blogs. It is the Iron Man 3 review. Yes. Remember, this is the Iron Man review. It has full of spoilers, so I don't want to necessarily spoil the movie for you in case you haven't seen it yet, which it already has second place for biggest opening of all time with 175 million. What? Alfred, quickly get the Warner Brothers on the phone. I know, Bats. So essentially, this movie starts up with Tony Stark a couple of years before Iron Man 1, at least I think so. And he is having this Christmas party, New Year's Eve party, somebody's party, his birthday party, who gives a shit. And he meets this scientist chick, which is basically one of the villains. So I guess that's one villain. Yeah, so after he's done banging her, well, before he banged her, yeah, he meets Guy Pearce's character. I can't remember his name, so sue me. And he's basically telling him his ideas and this, and Tony Stark is giving him the cold shoulder. Let me do my math. Yeah, that's two villain. I'm not doing that ridiculous laugh. That's the second villain. And Guy Pearce gets all mad. Let's fast forward to the more important part. So Tony Stark is having these anxiety attacks, and he's thinking ever since New York and the Avengers that he can't be himself. So he can't be himself. He's having problems. He's having nightmares. And essentially he pisses off the wrong guy.
Some people call me a terrorist. I consider myself a teacher. Lesson number 1. Heroes. There is no such thing.
The Mandarin. Yes, the Mandarin is Iron Man's basically Joker, and the Mandarin isn't in this film. I just don't understand. Three. I guess he's not three then. That's right, Snowy. The Mandarin, who really isn't the Mandarin, really is Ben Kingsley playing the Mandarin, who's playing Ben Kingsley. And yeah, did you get all that? Am I getting punked? What are you talking about? So essentially, Marvel took Iron Man's #1 villain, essentially his Joker, and made him just a cover story for Guy Pearce's character, who really is the main villain that uses this elemental experimental thing made by that scientist chick that he banged in the beginning of the film, and he breathes fire, and he has an army that blows up like they're freaking handyman from BioShock and all this crap. And I'm like, what? Seriously? This is the best you can come up with? So basically, you took Iron Man's arch nemesis and made him just a cover story. That'll be like me taking Lex Luthor and he's really just a ice cream seller. And yeah, what I don't get that real move. So essentially the good parts of the film. Let's think. I liked how Iron Man pretty much can call on his iron suit anywhere he wants, any of them, anytime, because the DNA from his blood makes them go to him, and he can just do it at will. But then they had these gags where every time you would call this one suit the Mark 25, I believe, it would just break up, because I mean, they once was funny, then they did it 5,000 times. Are you kidding? Marvel, what the fuck are you doing over there? There lies the problem with I had with the film, is essentially it felt like a comedy. I thought they couldn't do any bad with Iron Man 2, but then you see Iron Man 3 and it makes Iron Man 2 look like a great film. Iron Man 3, don't get me wrong, Tony Stark is a sarcastic, obnoxious asshole, so I get the comedy element's going to be there, but I think the director, Mr. Black, which I love Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, by the way, he just overdid it. And with this character, they wanted to, oh, it's so dark, it's the darkest one. I really didn't feel that way. I mean, Ben Kingsley is basically watching soccer. War Machine, Don Cheadle has a gun to his head, and he goes, ole, 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 ole. And I'm like, all right, enough with the comical aspect of this film. I don't know why they had to do that. I don't know why they had to make it that comedy driven. And another thing is, so basically, unless you reboot Iron Man, you fucked up the Mandarin for any of the films. And then they wanted to, like, Avengers and anything, and then they wanted you to believe Guy Pearce's character was the Mandarin? What the hell? No, I'm sorry. This movie was lackluster. It was downer because I was really looking forward to it because this is your flagship dude and of your franchise, and I know it's going to make a ton of money because people see all these Iron Man suits and this, that, and I mean the greatest part of them is when they assembled, and that was it. Then you don't see them. All you see them do is flying around with the people. It was just, it wasn't good. It wasn't the worst comic book movie of all time, but it definitely was. It definitely was a trailer driven film, meaning the trailer was good. Yes, just like Predators. Remember when Adrian Brody was standing there and you saw 1,000 beams on him? It was a mirage. It was only 2 beams on him. This was what it felt like with Iron Man. The trailers were great. It made the movie like, oh, wow. But in the end, it was a mirage and this movie was lackluster. Iron Man 3, I would have to give it 3 stars out of 5. Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy, Dee Dally. No, I'm Dee Dally, and you just got blogged. Yeah, I know. Alrighty, just don't sue me.